Hello and welcome back to Woman Unwrapped. This week we are looking at forgiveness. Today we're going to be looking at the effects of not being able to forgive.
Wrapped up in mystery, priceless through history, a woman unwrapped.
Sarah, you actually spoke about, in the first part of forgiveness, you spoke about having to forgive for health reasons. So is there some kind of medical proof that holding on to certain emotions like anger, resentment, bitterness, can that affect one's well-being?
Well, actually, yes, because I came across some information quite recently, which was reported by the John Hopkins Centre. And they said, this is what they said. They said that unforgiveness can have a detrimental effect on your health. And it could lead to cancer, heart disease, stress, non-coping with just life in general.
Yeah.
Why is this? Why do you think this is? It says here that in order for you to release that emotion so you don't become ill, is you have to make a decision. It's called decisional forgiveness. And that's, again, intentional. Very, very important. It's very easy. I know you say it's very easy to say forgive and forget, but it's not. It's not in many cases. The other thing they said is emotional forgiveness, because your emotions are affected.
Absolutely.
Your mental health well-being, as you mentioned
like
before,
what I said,
can be affected. So it's really, really important. And this is about replacing negative emotions with positive emotions.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
I know, but what does that look like? What do you think that looks like?
No, tell us. Tell us.
What do you think that looks like? Let's hazard a guess what that might look like.
Making that decision.
Yeah, it is
then...
but also being able to verbalise it and speak to someone about it, to say, actually, look, I'm hurting, this is what's happening, and you're able to let it out and release it.
The person that's hurt you?
Not
or
necessarily. No, it could be anyone, a friend, a family member, a stranger even.
Or your husband.
Or your husband.
He's had an affair. How on earth are you going to forgive him? Get out and take your bags.
The thing is, we speak about it as though if you make a decision, that's it. I need to forgive, it's affecting my health, and then it happens. Is it as straightforward as that, really?
It's not straightforward. I mean, surprisingly, this morning, one of my sisters and I, we were having a chat, and we were talking about, how she had to make that conscious decision to let go of the hurt, because she said even when she was in church and she saw the person who'd hurt her, it's like, she said she started having these bad feelings. It's like her heart's racing, and this is someone who probably has high blood pressure, and she said she had to go to the Lord on her knees to say, take this away from me, it's destroying me. So she said this time around she just decided to just forgive, without even talking to the person, just let go.
And she was being intentional, wasn't she?
Yeah, letting go.
But that's one aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, but then for me, again, I think I've spoken about it before, for me, I get that churning, sick feeling in your stomach, and it's almost like you do want to be sick. It's horrible, and like you say, how can that be good for your health? To walk around feeling, even if you hear the person's name or no.
It's consuming. It can consume.
But can we bring it closer to home? I mean, the reality is there are people out there that have been hurt severely, whether it's their husbands having affairs or wives having affairs, and it's hurting the man too. We have people that have lost loved ones through, whether it's killings, whether it's illness, terrorist attacks and stuff like that. So we make it sound so easy.
Well, I think it depends on the severity of the wound. When
that was
people
inflicted.
that was inflicted on the person. That's how it feels often as a wound. Somebody was wounded, you feel hurt. We often use the word hurt when we're talking about forgiveness and unforgiveness. And it's like if you have a cut and it's just a graze, it may heal fairly quickly. But if it's a deep wound, it takes time to actually seal and seal over in reality if you had a deep wound, and that's often how it is for forgiveness. So it can be a process. So you might make a decision, but that even making the decision and even praying about it, it may still take you some time.
Obviously,
but so basically that is the beginning. That is the beginning of the journey.
Yeah,
I mean, it could take years, or
Yeah, it
for
could
some
take
months,
years.
or
Yeah.
for some folk it might happen pretty
But the
pretty
good thing
quickly.
is that you realize that you need to deal with this,
Yeah.
and you start making a conscious decision,
Yeah.
like Barbara said, and then you're working at it, and then you're progressing in the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about if somebody dies of an illness? Some people might not forgive God.
That's right.
You
Or they
know?
question,
Yeah, they
when in
question
natural
it.
disasters, they blame God, didn't they?
Yeah,
They
they
say,
do.
well,
There's
how
no
could all
answer.
these
There
babies...
is no answer. You know, so if we just go on and on and on, it's just down to the individual. You know, for me, I forgive for my health and for my well-being. And me being a Christian woman, I know, not the cliche, oh, that's the right thing to do, but I'm doing it for myself.
You know, we've got, you know, as you rightly said, we are Christians, and we've got to be able to lay that at the foot of the cross, because you know why? I'm going to be really blank here and blatant. If you don't forgive, you ain't getting to heaven.
No.
As Christians, I'm talking about, who know better, who can do better. So it's something that it's a journey, I agree, but we have to be intentional about it, no matter what that hurt is. I know you mentioned about the cut, the surface
The
cut,
wound.
the wound, how deep it is. And it is a process and it is a journey, but we have to.
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
to.
And time sometimes...
And also for
yes.
our sanity, our well-being, generally our well-being.
Well, that
Oh my
comes
gosh.
up. I was going to ask the question, Barbara, because you spoke about the effects of the negative side of when you can't forgive. These are the things that happen. You know, you get sick, holding on to that bitterness. Some people get cancer and so on and so forth. Is there anything to say when one does forgive? How can that affect? You know, when you do let it go.
You know what? When you let go of that unforgiveness towards someone or a corporation, you're free. You're absolutely free.
Like a butterfly.
Yeah, your well-being, your mind.
So true.
But you
It
are.
is, because when I made that conscious decision, well,
It took a while though, didn't
oh
it?
my goodness, of course it took a while. I couldn't even speak to some of my ex-colleagues, and it
Yeah.
wasn't even their
Their
fault,
fault.
but they're part of this company.
Yeah.
But when, and you know, at times I'd drive past the place and I'd think, I won't say the words, but I used to say some really bad words. But then when I did let
You
it go,
felt-
now I drive past it, I forget it's even there.
Yeah. But they come
And
in,
I see my colleagues, I say, oh, how are you?
But then
I
don't
say,
you-
I say, I'm so glad I'm out of it. They say, you're so lucky to be out of
And I was
it.
going to say, because sometimes, you know, things happen for a reason. You know, and you had to go down there to now appreciate what you've got.
And
you know,
your
you've
life's
worked hard
moved on.
and
Life has moved
everything.
on.
Life has moved. I haven't got a life.
Yes, you have.
Yes, of course I
You
have.
know what? You do move on. This is the thing. You do
It
move
is.
on.
And the thing
Over
is,
time.
what happened was, out of a bad situation, something else came.
Brilliant.
Positivity
Absolutely.
came out of it.
And God made a way because of that bad situation. That's how we came about having opening up a charity shop, which is working in the community, for the community, and we're about the Lord's business. So that's where that bad
Yep.
situation
And there you
got
go.
us.
Yep.
So with that, thank you again, girls, for
Thank you.
sharing that with us today. And thank you for watching us today. And we would really appreciate your comments on maybe how you have felt not being able to forgive someone. So down below, please, your comments. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Bye.